the Redmi 6 Pro, or as most people across the globe know it, the Mi A2 Lite. We spent a week with this device and this Redmi 6 Pro has managed to impress. Now, how did a phone with an almost 2-year-old chip and mediocre cameras manage that? Watch on to find out. But before we do, if this is your first time here or if Xiaomi's naming's got you all confused, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech. As always, card to a massive giveaway. Link in the description below, and also down there is the bell icon. Click on that so that you don't miss out on any of our daily content. So this review is going to be a tad different from our usual ones. Why? Because the first time I saw the Redmi 6 Pro, you know what popped in my mind? A jigsaw puzzle. Xiaomi has taken bits and pieces from different phones and jumbled it together to make the 6 Pro or A2 Lite. And over the week we spent with the device, I think that feeling is just intensified. So here you go, the Redmi 6 Pro reviewed just as Xiaomi designed it, in parts from all the previous reviews. The design. Well, we've seen this one multiple times, but let's get back to the one that started it all, the Redmi Note 5 Pro. The first thing you feel when you pick this phone up is that, damn, this is narrow. And then you feel, damn, it feels solid. The first is thanks to that 18:9 panel, which again we'll talk about in a bit. The second is thanks to the use of metal. Now, Xiaomi's been using a metal body for most of their phones, even the budget ones for a while, so this is nothing new. That said, it still feels good. The 2.5D glass to the front and the curved edges to the back make this feel more ergonomic than a phone this size should be. The placements, well, there are a couple of changes. 1. The dual camera setup to the back. 2. No capacitive keys thanks to that panel. Talking about that panel, well, here is something truly unique about the Redmi 6 Pro. It is the first in the Redmi series to sport a notch, and that means a 19:9 aspect ratio display. Now, this is a Full HD Plus IPS LCD panel, which means colors are bright and vibrant and viewing angles are excellent. Overall, it delivers in all aspects, and I have no major complaints with this display. Everything from binge watching shows to browsing Facebook on it was enjoyable. Of course, two other things helped as well. Number one, that 4000 mAh battery that just refused to die. Number two, the slim bezel. That meant despite sporting a 5.99-inch screen, the Redmi 6 Pro was surprisingly easy to operate one-handed. Very important, as you get to keep switching hands after every episode you watch, right? I only wish Xiaomi would have used a loudspeaker that had a tad more volume. Thankfully, they did end up retaining the headphone jack on the Redmi series, so this one has it. So that was cool from a media viewing perspective. Speaking about headphones and earphones and all that, call quality on the 6 Pro has been excellent, no complaints there. The complaints, well, they begin with the internals, and it's not a new one. The Mi A2 Lite or the Redmi 6 Pro sports the Snapdragon 625 chip inside, and the verdict, well, it hasn't changed from the last time we shot the Y2 review. So when you talk about internals, we still have the same old Snapdragon 625 chip running inside the Y2. Now, don't get me wrong, the 625 is a great chip, and for day-to-day usage, the phone performed superbly. But even then, come on Xiaomi, it's 2 years, maybe time for an upgrade. I mean, Qualcomm did launch the 632 now. After the 625, we've got 626, 630, 636, now 632. We are still on 625. As far as multitasking goes, the 3 or 4 gigs of RAM makes sure that switching between apps and diving in and out of YouTube, Twitter and Chrome was an absolute breeze. On the storage front, we've got 32 or 64 gigs of onboard storage, with the triple card tray providing room for microSD expansion along with dual SIM slots. The only positive is that the combination of the battery sipping 625 along with well-optimized MIUI meant that the Redmi 6 Pro had excellent battery life, often lasting us 2 days of normal usage, which includes a couple of hours of phone calls, a lot of social media, and instant messaging. Only one thing could have made it better, and that is if Xiaomi included a Type-C connector. We did mention MIUI back there for a while, and well, by now you guys must have figured out what's coming next. We have the useful and feature-rich MIUI 9.5 running on top of Android 8.1 Oreo. Of course, we have spoken about MIUI at length before, and most of you guys are familiar with it, so I wouldn't bore you with any of that. Also, the Y2 is slated to receive the new and improved MIUI 10 soon, so if you guys want to get a sneak peek at what that looks like and what features it brings with it, here's a card to that video. Now, the only feature that I did want to give a special mention to is face unlock. The Y2 has it and it works pretty fast most of the time. It's no major surprise that the camera software is the same across all Mi devices. After all, it is something all OEMs do, right? For visual consistency and cohesive software experience and all that. But hardware too. Wondering what I'm talking about? Let me tell you guys the specs of the rear dual shooters on the Mi A2 Lite. 12 megapixel primary with f2.2, 1.25 micron size pixels coupled with a 5 megapixel depth sensing unit. Sounds familiar? Because that is exactly the same cameras that we'd seen on the Y2. Now, don't worry, we aren't gonna roll the Y2 pictures, although to be honest, we could have. It's pretty much the same. And a bright light, the pictures come out with good detail levels. You can see it in the petals of the flower here. The only thing that I wish Xiaomi had improved on is the autofocus. We still have the age-old focus hunting, and even the shutter speed seems to be a tad slower. When it comes to dynamic range, we have Auto HDR on board, which does help in situations like these. Coming to low light, this is where the Redmi 6 Pro really struggles. The pictures come out looking very blurry. Switching to night mode does help a bit. Maybe we're on MIUI and the Mi A2 Lite might have a little better processing, but I highly doubt it given that Xiaomi handles the processing on both. Anyway, moving on to the portrait mode, the rear camera does a pretty good job here with edge reduction mostly being on point. On the selfie side of things, the 5 megapixel camera struggles to capture details and it compensates with pretty aggressive software sharpening. Just look at this picture. This is how it looks even with the beauty mode turned completely off. Anyway, speaking of modes, we have the usual culprits here: panorama, scene detection, and a pro mode. On the video side of things, we have 1080p video at both 30 and 60 FPS on board. The resulting video lacks any sort of stabilization but has an okay amount of detail and decent enough colors. The camera continues to hunt for focus, a problem that seems to be plaguing the Redmi series for a long time. Finally, let's come to price. The Redmi 6 Pro has not yet been launched anywhere other than China, and internationally, it seems that we will get the Android One version of it, that is the Mi A2 Lite. Interestingly enough, Xiaomi seems to have skipped out on India while publishing the list of places that the Mi A2 Lite will be available in. But going by the European prices, where it starts at 179 euros, and adjusting for the fact that Xiaomi prices their phones pretty competitively in India, we think the Mi A2 Lite might come in somewhere around the 12K mark if Xiaomi does decide to launch it on the Mi A2 Lite as the Mi A2 Lite. But that, I don't think that's gonna happen given what Xiaomi's been talking so far. I mean, the A2 Lite, India is not on the list of markets where it's launching, right? So the odds are they do bring it to India sometime in the future as the Redmi 6 Pro, which is priced at 999 yuan in China. So it could come in at as low as 10,000 rupees. Now that would be pretty interesting since at first glance there's nothing much wrong with the device. And it has two huge things going for it: the notched Full HD Plus panel and that huge capacity battery offering stellar battery life. As the Mi A2 Lite, you can also add the stock Android experience. Will the promise of fast updates and security patches entice you to go for the Mi A2 Lite if it launches as that in India? Or would you rather prefer Xiaomi to bring it in as the Redmi 6 Pro with MIUI? Or would you just spend a bit more and get a Redmi Note 5 Pro instead? Do tell us what you guys think in the comments down below. If you know someone who is looking to buy a phone in this range, then do share this video with them. And if you hated the video, well, you know what to do. But if you did like it, go ahead, hit that like button, get subscribed to C4 Tech, and click on that bell icon to become part of our notification squad. And now, I must bid you adieu. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.